moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Check out. Line, 622. 54. I got one. 12.
On first down, it's Love. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Here's Freeman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the gun on third down, Love. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. Back to throw, Love. Safarian Jenkins has it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. back to the running game. It's Freeman. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, one set. Check right 54. Right 54. Okay, double. Kill.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. He'll get this one to Patrick. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And this one is right down the middle. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now here's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10.
Begin. Check. Hot route. Hot. Undercrush.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Big stop, big stop, let's go.
Off of play action, Luck. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Any day. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Now it's Freeman. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Check out. 1, 6, 3, 54. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. 12. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
A shotgun snap for Luck. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here's Hill on the return. Pretty move. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Quick there. 15. Slam. Rush in.
Now McKinnon to start the drive. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, McKinnon. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Yellow. It's just me and you. Attack. Find the mic. Hey,
Throwing is Mahomes on third. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. After the interception, it's Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Can I go? 390. 54. I got one. 12. Hey, Delta. Mike 54. Woo-hoo. Mike 54. On. John right. Tighten up. 11. 10. Hey, exit. Mike 54. Here we go. 12. Right there. 54, right there.
Now it's Love. He'll find Royce Freeman, the running back. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Check Mike 54. Hey, foxtrot. Defense. Let's go, defense.
From the gun, here's Love. He's got his tight end Fant. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely, great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Out of the gun, Luck. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mahomes nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Now Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
11B. 59. Hey, echo.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Luck now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Locke. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Butker's kick here is good. So how about the turn of events there at the end of the half?
This is one where you go charging into your locker room having collected 3 points you didn't expect to get, and you look across the field and you see guys kind of pointing fingers at each other like, dude, how'd you turn it over and make us give up 3 right there?
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Mahomes now to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up second down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. This is Freeman. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now Luck. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by McManus is good. And that trims the lead to 3. It's 9-6 now. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Mahomes on the bootleg. And going deep for Hill. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
So we got man. Switch. Hey, yo, go gun. Mike 45. Hey, check.
To throw, it's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Mike 53, Mike.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Chris Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
Easy. Come to my world. Exit. Watch Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Mike 52. Switch. Mike 52.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. A dump down to McKinnon. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And his kick is good. Boy, just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And they double their lead, pushing it up now to 12-6. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass.
Mike 54. Mike 50. Hey, Will. Get in the way, Will. Right there. 54. Right there. 54.
Here's Locke. And that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Watch out for Hill on the return. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. That's a punt return of 89 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Butker now to add the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. Now Luck. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go on 4th. Luck. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. He's got this complete to Hamilton. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
25 yards that time.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going into
a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. He finds McKinnon complete. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. Mahomes now on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 54 yards. Mahomes now on 1st down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 25. He's at the 40. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. I love plays like that. A defensive lineman holding the football. It's like a kid who stole a cookie from the cookie jar, and then he's just fleeing the scene of the crime.
And all he's doing in his mind, reliving his days when he was young, probably played fullback on his high school team, always wanted to be the tailback carrying the ball, trying his best to lug that bad boy the distance.
Pretty impressive pick there off the screen, and then a nice return.
You know, nowadays, they do more ball drills with the big guys than ever before because they want to take possessions away from the offense.
On 1st and 10, Luck. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Freeman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Royce Freeman, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, McKinnon again. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The sack by Dorian O'Daniel, the linebacker from Clemson. Luck now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. It's Scarborough again. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
3rd and short, McKinnon. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Yellow. I'm going 80. 45. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. 6 guys.
Here's McKinnon. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp